Okay, let's try another one. X squared minus 3x is equal to 10. Okay, we want to solve this. And what does that mean? It means we want to find all the values for x for which the left-hand side of this equation is equal to the right-hand side of this equation. Well, we know something very special happens when we have a product set to 0. So the first step in trying to solve this would be to do something like that. Now, if we can write this left-hand side as a product, something times something equals 0, then we'll know that the left-hand side equals 0 if and only if one of these two pieces is 0. Now, I want to express this as a product of two binomials. This is a quadratic. I want two binomials. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with an x there and an x there. And I know that when I multiply these two, it gives me the x squared. Now I need two constants here and here. When I multiply them together, I need to get minus 10. So what are my possibilities? Well, 1 in 10, or 2 and 5. And of course, each of these are plus or minus. Okay, so I have to think about this negative 3. So I know that if I were to say put 1 and 10 here, then I'd have a 1x plus or minus and a 10x plus or minus. And I need to get a negative 3x. So is there any way for me to get, say, a negative 3x is equal to plus or minus x plus or minus 10x? Well, I could get an 11x. I could get a 9x. But there's no way I'm going to get near 3. So the 1 and the 10, that's not going to work. So hopefully the 2 and the 5 work. Okay, well let's see. I want to get a negative 3 out of 2 and 5. So how can I do that? Well, I know that if I have a positive 5 and a positive 2, I'd get 7. And of course, if I have a negative 5 and a negative 2, I'd get negative 7. Those aren't very good choices. I know if I have a positive 5 and a negative 2, I'm going to get 3. But if I have a negative 5 and a positive 2, then I get negative 3. And of course, why am I interested in this? Well, because if I have a negative 5x and a positive 2x, I'm going to get minus 3x, which is exactly what I want. So what I want is a negative 5 and a positive 2. And then I can check. Look what happens if I multiply these out. X squared minus 5x plus 2x, so I get the minus 3x, and then 2 times negative 5 gives me the negative 10. So this is, in fact, equal to that. Now, once I know the product 0, I know that means that either x plus 2 must be 0 or x minus 5 must be 0. These are the only instances where this product will be equal to 0, here and here. Well, this would imply that x is minus 2, and this would imply that x is 5. And of course, we can plug these into the original equation if we want to check. If you don't want to check, if you're really confident that we did everything okay, well, then that's okay too. But if you want to check, think about what happens if I plug negative 2 in here. I'm going to get 4, because negative 2 squared is 4, minus 3 times negative 2 is equal to 10, which is true, because this is 4 plus 6. And if I say, want to try to check to see if 5 is also an answer, well, 25 minus 15 equals 10, sure. So these are answers, and of course these are the only numbers that can be answers to this equation, because the only time our product's 0 is when one of the two pieces happens to be 0.